everybody, and welcome to your favorite new podcast. That's right, the MUMKEY and Biggs Show. Is it called the MUMKEY and Biggs Podcast or the MUMKEY and Biggs the Show, the podcast?
Starting to sound like that new High School Musical, the series.
The MUMKEY, the Biggs, the Show, the podcast. Welcome aboard, everybody. Folks, I gotta tell you, Biggs, he's been gone for 5 weeks, it feels like at this point. It might have been the longest, what do they call that when a drought? The longest content drought in MUMKEY and Biggs Show history, a long and rich, at least 4-month history.
Yeah.
Records have been set. Biggs, where the fuck were you for so long?
I left on a cruise. I flew down to Miami and left on a boat. And it was not a slave boat, don't worry.
I was worried that it wasn't one. I was hoping that they took you back to Mexico where you belong to be a slave.
I see.
Now, Biggs, I've heard of postpartum depression. You know, women after they're pregnant, they really crave the feeling and how it felt to be pregnant, all the attention they would get.
Let me guess, you felt postpartum depression?
No, I think you are suffering from post-cruise depression, because all ever since you've come back, all you talk about is how much better the cruise was. Oh, this mac and cheese, it was better on the cruise. Oh, I'm having a glass of water. The water on the cruise is better. Oh, I'm doing a podcast. Oh, my co-host on the cruise was better. It seems like your whole life is nothing compared to this cruise. What are you doing back in layman's world?
So when you buy a cruise, you buy a week. And you can't exactly buy another week. It has to be planned out ahead. So if I had the money, I probably would have stayed another week.
Give me I've never been on a cruise. I've only heard horror stories about cruises and how it's full of old people and that nobody should enjoy them. But it actually sounds like you genuine, as I like to say, genuinely had a good time. If you had to convince the people at home, and nobody wants to hear about somebody's vacation. They want to hear reviews. People love reviews. Can you give us your glowing review of this cruise and why somebody would be interested in going on it?
Okay, so for the stateroom that I stayed in, we had a full-size window. And
wow, one whole window. Shit, dude. Yeah, this sounds like a real treat.
Some of the lower floors have portholes, and I can imagine that would be dumb. Because it wouldn't be that good of a view.
Wait, so you got the white people rooms, even though...
Yeah, not the whitest room, though, because there's ones with balconies.
Not the whitest room, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, if this ship was going down like the Titanic, would you be valued to get a lifeboat? Or would they say, no, lock the door, let them be stuck down there?
Yeah, I was just high enough to where, the lifeboats were only 1 floor away from me. So I would have been fine.
So if they started yelling women and children first, would you say, okay, that's respectable? Or would you say, fuck that, I'm getting on a lifeboat?
That's when I just throw a towel around my head and then whip my boobs out. And it's I'm a cultured woman from another land, all right?
True.
And I'll just grab the nearest child and go to the lifeboat.
When they say women and children first, are they referring to trans women? Because you could just be trans.
Don't bring... No, they're not trans women. They're just women too, you know.
Well, I mean, scientifically, I think.
I don't want to hear it.
They don't bring.
No,
you don't think they'll have a scientific discussion while the boat is sinking? They don't have time to be politically incorrect as the ship is sinking and everybody's gonna die.
Everybody's shouting Trump 2020 and everybody's libtard.
True.
The boat's just going down.
I mean, some straight white male, his legacy could be he gave up his spot in a lifeboat to save a trans woman's life, and he chose to go down with the ship. That could be your entire legacy for years to come.
Did you imagine how depressing that would be for your family?
When it comes to thinking of my own mortality, the last thing on my mind is how it's going to affect my family, Biggs. Come on.
Yeah, we're not talking about us. We're talking about a hypothetical man with a loving family who cares and nurtures him.
Yeah, but I'm sure they would be at least that trans woman made it safely onto the lifeboat.
Yeah, maybe throw a libtard. Am I right?
It's like when a white man is applying at colleges and they choose to give the scholarship to the trans woman with a lower GPA, why would you think about how that's going to affect that man and his family and his whole life to come? You should just think about how it positively affects the trans woman, Biggs. What are you, a bigot?
Yeah, it's like when somebody steals my bike, I should be happy because them stealing the bike made them happy.
It increased the overall happiness in the world because it didn't make you that upset.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that some guy's fucking webcomic that went viral?
Yeah.
Okay, Biggs, tell me.
It was bike cuck.
Bike cuck? Is that what he called it? Or no? How much did this cruise cost, and what all did you get from the exorbitant price?
So the cruise itself, I only paid like $7.90 or $6.90 for.
$6.90?
$690.
Oh, well, that's a little
for the
more
cruise
expensive.
alone. That's all I paid, and so they had like 4 or 5 different food places.
So how much is that a day? Like $150?
I mean, I was on the boat for 8 days.
Okay, around
so less
there.
than $100. But so there's like 5 or 6 restaurants that you can go to, and you can literally eat as much as you want, and it doesn't cost any extra.
Until they saw you come and they said, okay, fuck this. We're going to have to put an extra. All you can eat to a limit.
And then, so it came with that. And then, like, every night you had a fancier dinner, sit down at a nice restaurant. And they had, like, really expensive foods like caviar and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
All the expensive fancy pants crap. I mean, I took full advantage. I tried quite a bit of it. Like,
did you take advantage of any of the hot waitresses too?
We had 3 Filipino men as our waitstaff. So,
did you take advantage of them?
Well, yeah, I made them get me drinks.
Yeah. How much do you think this Carnival cruise is paying little Filipino men that they pick up at the dock? Like 20 cents an hour?
Well, I don't know how much they pay them themselves, but they get tipped so much money. Like each service group is like 3 guys. And they have like 4 or 5 tables. And usually kind of what most people do is they'll tip them the first night. That way they know, oh, you know, these people respect us. We're going to give them more attention, you know. And then at the end of the cruise, they get another huge tip that comes off your account. It's like...
So you have to pay $6.90 to get on the boat, and then if you expect to not have your shit spit in, you have to pay $500 in tips?
You don't have to. It's just...
I thought tipping was an American custom. You were down in the fucking Central America. What's going on?
Yeah, but it was a capitalist boat.
Bullshit. Filipino men should be accustomed to not getting tipped.
So, I don't know. The way that cruise line does it, which is Carnival, they like do these gratuity things. At the end of the cruise, they'll like take so much off your... Because you can like put money into an account and they give you a card. And then you can like use that at like the casino and stuff.
They turn your own money into Monopoly money.
Basically.
Stupid.
But like the card is like an ID card for you too, and it counts as your boarding pass. When you get off the boat and stuff, they scan it. But anyways, like at the end of the week, they take off like a percentage, and then that gets given to your room service people, your dining service people, and something else. I don't remember.
So how much money did you actually spend when you finally got home?
On
like $1,000?
The cruise alone. So it was $6.90 for my room, I think.
And all the food?
No, the food was...
You had to pay extra for the food?
No.
The $6.90 wasn't...
Oh, yeah. I thought you were saying and the food on top of the $6.90.
Oh, no,
the food was included.
Right.
So then I think at the end they took like $50 off for the gratuities or whatever. And that split up between the room service and stuff. But then I left the room service guys like another $20 on the table.
Fuck! To clean out your little shed of a room?
It was a decent size.
What, do they Windex your one window?
Well, and plus, like, so at the beginning, technically I only left them 10, because at the beginning of the week I gave them 10 to start off. And, like, that's just getting their good graces, basically, because anything I asked, they gave us. Like, I asked for a fan, like, because I sleep with a fan. I cannot sleep
Biggs,
without
we're
a fan.
YouTube celebrities. We have hundreds of fans on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, I know. So they just, like, gathered people from the boat that pretended to be
they
our
said
fans.
If you're a fan of Monkey and Biggs, go to this room and fuck Biggs. That's what they said. Whoa.
No, it's so...
Did you run into any fans on the on the ship?
No.
Nobody came up and said, I'm a huge fan of your 1,000 view per episode Let's Play channel.
No, but I did have like a ghostly mumkey scream.
Oh,
like when I was
no.
on the boat, I was walking across the deck And I could have swore I heard, it sounded like you scream Biggs. And I turned around, I'm like, huh? Who's that?
You woke up and it was just a horrible nightmare of your life before the cruise. Is your whole life divided into BC and AC, before cruise and after cruise? That's how some people down in Florida feel about their children who were killed before Nicholas Cruise and after Nicholas Cruise. Real dividing point in their lives.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, as soon as I got back, it did feel weird because after a week of being into that schedule, it was weird to be back.
Kind of like those people who commit suicide after watching the Avatar movie because they're like, oh, I want to live in Pandora so bad. The real world sucks. I'm just going to kill myself. That's how you feel about this cruise?
No, I mean, it's been...
Would you rather live in Pandora or on a cruise
It's been
boat?
a week since I got back now, and I don't know, it's worn off.
Oh.
Like, it would be nice to go on one again, but it's not like, oh man, I miss it that much.
And so it's not like a heroin addiction where you got to get your next hit ASAP?
No, like, I would love to go on another cruise, but I don't care if it's like next year or the year after.
Wait, so what does the day-to-day look like? Because it sounds like you have a tiny room with a window and a bed and unlimited food, but what do you actually do every day on a cruise?
Okay, so I was on there for 8 days. The first day is basically your embarking day. It's getting on, getting everything set up, and getting all your stuff unloaded. Then the second day is your quote-unquote day at sea, which is just traveling, basically. And so they have they have quite a bit of stuff. They have like a comedy club. They have like a nightclub. They have casinos. There's like a main showroom kind of where they did like Broadway shows. They did game shows where people...
Broadway shows? Where the fuck are all half the people on the boat must be just like the entertainment.
I mean, probably. There's
Fuck.
like 3 floors below like the customer floors or whatever. I don't know.
So did you get culturally enriched by some Broadway musicals, Biggs?
No, I didn't
You
go to
see
any
Cats?
of those shows.
You didn't go see Cats on Broadway?
I didn't see any of them.
Oh.
I went to a couple of the game shows. Like they had like a bingo night, and my aunt talked me into going. It was all right.
Yeah,
It was whatever.
Bingo, dude.
Sure.
Hell
Yeah. They did like a movie magic show. It was
Movie magic.
Yeah. So like, there's a bunch of people on stage, but then like, they had a screen or something up there, and then there's a lot of stuff in like the green screen, green color, and then I don't know how they did it, but they had like projectors and stuff, and it made it look like a movie, but it was just real people on a stage.
What the fuck?
It was really weird, but it was really cool to watch. And then like,
Haven't they heard of actual movies before?
well, they had movies too.
Oh. There's a movie theater on this boat?
Yeah.
With what movie? Starco?
No, I didn't really go to many of the movies, but they had like a lot of the newer Disney movies.
Like the live action remakes?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
And then they had like they played Avenger Endgame. They played I can't remember that movie. Angelina Jolie's in it. It's the Maleficent. They played like 2 of those.
Hey, here's a question, Biggs. Your family has a Disney Plus account that we both use for free, I assume, unless you're paying for it. Does your mom pay for it?
No, I think my brother does.
Why does Disney Plus have Avengers Endgame but not Infinity War? It's missing like the best Marvel movies.
Well, don't they have like a contract with Netflix that they have to keep it on there for so long and then they're going to pull it?
I have no fucking idea, but that would make sense, I guess. But what the hell?
Yeah, I could have swore I read that somewhere, but of course you never know with articles online. They could be bullcrap, you know.
I've never watched Infinity War and Endgame back to back, and I've been planning on doing that. And I finally go on our Disney Plus that we steal from your parents, and it wasn't on there, and I got so pissed.
It's still on Netflix.
God damn it! I have Netflix. Now I got to log into something else. Damn it!
I think there's Infinity War, and then there's Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's still on Netflix.
Oh, whatever. I never need to see that movie again.
Is Black Panther still on there? I don't know. I know there's a couple of the Marvel movies on there.
Oh.
But I could have swore they had like a contract or something and they couldn't take them off until a certain point.
Okay, Biggs, what everybody is dying to know about this vacation, I posted the pictures all over Twitter after you said you would and then you didn't.
The answer is yes. The monkey I met up with down in Honduras was in fact better.
Than me?
Yes.
Ah, damn it.
He was funnier.
The co-hosts on the cruise really were better.
He was funnier.
What kind of joke
cuter.
did this fucking monkey tell?
He had a lot more energy.
True.
He didn't scream at me.
Yeah, in case
but there were monkeys that screamed at me on the trip.
Well, tell me all about these monkeys in case somebody doesn't know what we're talking about. Biggs made friends with the monkeys in Honduras or something.
Yeah, so ever since I was a little kid, my favorite monkey ever has been the white-faced capuchin monkey.
Why?
I don't know. They were just awesome. Like, because they're...
Okay, Google. Show me white-faced capuchin monkey.
You're literally looking at one right there.
Oh, well, I want to see Google's version.
Here's a summary from Wikipedia.
Okay.
The Panamanian white-faced capuchin is a
Wait, I'm a white-faced monkey. Is that why you like me so much?
Yeah, probably.
Shit. Can't load search results. What the fuck? Okay.
You're a good alternative. But, so the way this happened, because this was not any part of the plan for that day at all, to go to this little animal, they called it an animal circus, I think.
What, did the fucking boat crash on the shore and you went off to play with monkeys all day?
No, so when you're on the boat, you can book excursions through Carnival. So it's like little tours and stuff where you can do like scuba diving and stuff. So,
or you can stay in your room and masturbate like I would do.
So we decided not to do anything on Honduras. We were just going to get off the boat and go find something to do. So we get off, we go
Were
out.
you kind of scared that as a Mexican, if you accidentally, got lost, people would assume you just are a Honduran living there and you get left behind by the boat?
We'll get to that because something similar kind of happened in Cozumel, Mexico.
Oh, God. But that's the one place you don't want to get trapped.
But anyways, so we left the port, which is like the area where Carnival owns, and it was like literal like local Honduras outside of the port. And there's a bunch of taxis lined up, and they're all offering different tours and stuff for a certain amount of money. So we haggled with this one guy, and eventually he took us on like this trip around the whole island. And so as we're driving around, we stop at one like little shopping center, which is not like a shopping center. It's literally just like 6 huts next to each other.
What?
With stuff in it that people were selling.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like literal like wood stick
These
huts.
people live in huts?
A lot of them do, yeah. But
you must be like a god arriving on the shore with American
I mean,
money.
they immediately ran out and tried getting us to buy stuff. So yeah.
Fuck.
But so we're sitting there like, looking at all the stuff they had, and it was pretty cool. And then our tour guide walks over and like literally whispers like, "Do you guys want to hold a sloth?" And we all look at him like, "Yes, we do." He's like, "There's this animal circus up the street, and it's only $10 a person." And
That's what a ripoff. That's like $1 million to those fucking people. God damn it.
basically.
Rip-off bullshit
You should look
monkey
that up.
circus.
Look up USD to Honduran money.
Okay, Google. $10 converted to Honduras money.
$10 equals 248
$248, baby.
Per person.
Wow.
So
You got fucking gypped.
hey, it was worth every penny, all right? So we're like, yeah. And he's like, okay, so there's one up the street. We'll go to that one. And like in the back of my mind, in the back of my racist, bigoted mind,
Uh-oh.
I'm like,
Wait, what race? Honduran? It's not a race.
anything but white is not right.
True. Wait.
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Canceled. So anyway,
I mean, as Hispanic men, you're allowed to say that. You're allowed to make that
Yeah,
astutely
I'm not the
correct
racist one.
observation.
I am not racist for saying it, but you agreeing with it is going to cancel you because you're
It's
racist.
never racist to say something nice about a different race. So for you to say white is right, that's fine for you to say because you're not white. Okay.
Okay, so we didn't book this tour through Carnival at all. So for as far as Carnival knew, we were just gone
Uh-oh.
for the day. So in the back of my mind, I'm hearing animal circus. I'm like, man, we're gonna get sold into slavery or something. Like the way he said
Human
it was
zoo.
really weird, and like the way I'm not even kidding you. He literally leaned in. Do you guys want to hold a sloth? And like whispered, and I'm like freaked, but I'm also like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I kind of want to hold a sloth. That sounds
Yeah,
pretty
it was
good.
great. So then we drove over there, and it's literally like 8 cages lined up, just full of different animals. And
Did they look happy?
Yeah, they were really excited. And the funny thing
They
is,
said, "Oh, look at those rich Americano, a monkey."
even the animals are like, we gonna make bank off these idiots.
250 Honduran dollar.
Why are they French?
It's a white-faced capuchin monkey, dude.
But anyways, so like we went through the first few cages, and I was like looking around, and I look off to the left, and I see the cage full of monkeys. I had no idea they were there. So I started freaking out, and I literally told them, like, I don't even care about the next 4 cages. Take me there. And we were in that cage for like almost half an hour, I feel like. Just playing.
You just walk into the cage and they just go all over you?
Yeah, they just take off the lock, open the door, and you can walk in. And literally they jump down and they like climb all over you. And we could probably flash a picture.
It's probably the thumbnail.
Well, there's a picture I took of a monkey like taking this was a bamboo necklace I got from one of the shops. And he like chewed one of the beads off.
Oh,
I didn't notice until I got back on the boat, and I don't really care. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it makes it's more valuable now because a monkey attacked it.
But yeah, he's like, I got a picture of him sitting on my arm, just like chewing on my necklace. Oh man!
So it's really just like you were back at home with a monkey destroying all this shit that you hold dear.
Yeah, except he didn't have a little Black Panther pet to destroy my stuff too.
And it wasn't forcing like spicy chocolate down your throat or filming you vomiting into the sink.
Yeah.
You just wanted to chew on your necklace.
So then we got to the end, and the guy's like, all right, we're going to go get the sloth. I'm like, well, where's his cage? And he told us we can't keep him in a cage. If you keep a sloth in a cage, they'll die of depression.
Oh, well.
So...
They're so slow anyway. How's he gonna notice?
So he literally like walked down to the end and like looked up in a tree and started yelling. I can't remember his name for the life of me, the name of the sloth. But you just see him slowly working his way down as slow as possible because he's like holding up food for him. And then he literally grabbed him like a necklace and just put him around my neck. It was almost like the immunity necklace from Survivor.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
How heavy was the sloth? Was he a big old dude?
He really didn't feel heavy at all. It was like maybe holding a newborn.
A newborn sloth?
A newborn baby.
Should we get a sloth as a pet?
If it's possible, I would love that. But I don't know if
Okay,
he would
Google.
get along with Blaze.
Is it legal to get a sloth as a pet?
According to the Spruce Pets, despite their rise in popularity, there are very few legal breeding facilities where you can purchase a two-toed sloth.
But there are
and
some.
more people and places are taking part in the illegal trade of the three-toed sloth, which is very poorly in captivity and is illegal to own.
So we should get a two-toed sloth.
Yeah, the one I held was a three-toed sloth. And a lot of people say the two-toads are cuter, but I think they're both adorable. So
Isn't it the only difference would be the number of toes, right?
their face is different too.
Shit. What, they got a fucking toe growing out of their face?
No.
Is that where the third one's coming from? Well, shit. So was that the highlight of the trip then, hanging out with the monkeys in a prison?
Oh, for sure. It was great. Like, if I could have stayed there the rest of the cruise, I would have.
Just with the monkeys?
Yes.
Is that why you come over here so much?
I would have slept in the cage with them.
Oh, shit, dude. I want to hang out with monkeys.
It was so great.
I don't know if I've ever touched a monkey.
I've touched many now.
Whoa! Oh, but enough about their pineal gland. You know what I'm saying? That means penis. Do you know what a pineal gland is, Biggs?
Oh, well, I do now.
Okay, so Biggs, at the end of the day, all costs and things considered, would you recommend everybody go out on this same exact carnival cruise to Honduras?
Well, so we went to Grand Cayman, Mahogany Bay.
You went to the Grand Canyon?
Grand Cayman.
Oh.
I think you're like the third person that thought I said Grand Canyon.
People think a cruise goes to the Grand Canyon?
You're the third person that's
What the fuck?
You made a joke about it, but other people legit you went to the Grand Canyon? No.
on a
No.
Latin American cruise?
Grand Cayman. Oh, and fun fact, the day after we left Grand Cayman, a huge earthquake, like a 7.1, hit right next to them. So they're probably all dead. Everyone I met is probably dead now.
Well, the thing is, though, that same day, Trump posted a funny tweet, so the news here didn't even cover the earthquake. They just had to talk about the Trump
Not
tweet.
only, okay, there was 2 earthquakes, actually. 2 of them hit pretty close in the Caribbean.
Yeah, but Trump tweeted that day, so nobody here cared that all those innocent people died.
Well, I don't even know if it actually caused a tsunami or not, but yeah.
Congress is going to vote if we should send them some relief aid, but then they voted to not impeach Trump instead. That was more important.
Probably.
Yeah. 'Cause even though they knew for a fact that they didn't have the votes to impeach him, they wasted time doing it anyway, just so that they could grandstand and show how virtuous they are. When they could have been, sending money to these poor people who died in an earthquake. So fuck them.
So we went to Grand Cayman. We went to Mahogany Bay, which is in Honduras. And then we went to Belize and then Cozumel, Mexico. So that was the 4 ports that we stopped at on the 8-day
shit.
cruise.
Is Mexico where they tried to sell you?
No. But anyway, I would recommend the cruise. It was great. I mean,
What happened in Mexico that you thought you were going to get trapped?
I'll say that in a minute. So I paid $6.90 for the stateroom.
$6.90?
Yes.
Shit.
But I think so. If you buy like the alcoholic drink package, it's like $300.
You know I'm gonna.
$300 to add on, and that's like I think 15 drinks a day for like the 8
It's
days.
not even unlimited booze?
No, it's 15 drinks.
That's probably why you didn't get it.
But
huh?
it's like almost top shelf stuff. Like if you went to all the bars, they didn't really have any cheap stuff there. So, and even if you bought a drink at the bar, it was like $12.
Did you ever take one of your relatives' free drinks, or did you just not drink at
No,
all? You didn't drink alcohol the whole time?
Nobody bought the drink package.
Wow.
You could just go up to the bar and buy it, but like I said, then it's $12 a piece.
That's like a bar in Ames.
Yeah, well, but then so soda was also separate. You could buy a drink package of pop for I think it was like $70 for the 8 days, and then you can.
That seems like a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but I still didn't buy it because I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna drink pop that much, and I did.
Please don't say pop on this show. That
Soda.
I found out it's literally only in Iowa.
Soda. Well, it's funny because I started out saying soda and then I changed to pop. I don't know why.
I think soda pop should just be the universal answer.
Soda pop.
But
okay.
some fuckers in the South call all soda
Cola.
Coke.
Coke,
Fuck
yeah.
it. They'll order a grape Coke and expect you to get a fucking Sunkist for them. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's worse than racism if you ask me. The people in the South need to be fixed.
So yeah, it was like $70 for the drink package for pop and stuff, and then you can go to any bar and order pop and show them.
Stop saying pop.
Soda pop. They put like a sticker on that card I told you, and then you just show them that, and then they'll just give it to you for free. Well, it's not free, but
We need to find out what the stickers are. Sneak onto a cruise and sell them to poor people for $10 a sticker, and it'll pay for the cruise.
Okay, so before the cruise, I didn't have a passport, and I had to buy a passport.
Uh-oh.
I didn't know that you didn't need like the book because I thought they still stamped, and they don't stamp anymore. So if you're gonna get a passport, don't waste your money on the book.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
So I was like, I want the book so I can get it stamped at each place. It'd be cool.
Yeah, you can show off all the places you've been.
They don't stamp anymore. So I found out.
So now
later,
you have to go to those flatten a penny machines if you want a keepsake of the country you've been to.
Yeah,
you can flatten it onto U.S. currency.
So what I found out after the cruise is you can get a passport card for $50. I paid $155 for the book.
Wow.
So I got played.
Yeah. I guess ignorance is bliss until you find out you wasted $105. And then it's torment.
It was
I need to hear what happened in Mexico.
It was much like losing $5.
You could make a whole short film about that.
Oh, we should.
We really should.
Okay, so it wasn't people trying to sell me anything. Like,
oh, they didn't try to sell you into sex slavery down in Mexico?
Yeah, like you were insinuating.
Did Trump show up and say he's going to build a wall to keep you out?
When we got to Cozumel and got off the boat, we found a carnival excursion that they were like right inside the port selling because they didn't sell them all yet. And it was an excursion to get on a boat, go for like an hour to a private island. So we're like, $70, yeah, and it was all inclusive. It included.
You'd
food,
rather go
drinks.
to an island for a day than drink soda all week?
Yeah.
Biggs, what the fuck?
It was all inclusive. So they had food, they had an open bar, they had all sorts of stuff. So we chose to do that. We get on the boat. We go like literally an hour boat ride to get to this island. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm going to use some broken Spanish I know because I don't know really any Spanish. I'm going to try and talk to someone just because.
What, like a hot chick?
Why not? No, some of the tour guys.
You're going to hit on a tour guide?
Huh?
You're gonna have sex with a tour guide?
Not that kind of shoot my shot, you scrub.
Oh, that's the only shooting shot I know.
No, as in I'm gonna try and hold a conversation in Spanish in Mexico.
Oh my god, who the fuck wants to talk to a Mexican? I would rather kill myself than get together every week and record a show talking to a Mexican. What a fucking nightmare.
I know. No wonder why I walked in your trailer yesterday and found you on the floor with pills all over and just foam seeping out of your mouth.
And Blaze is licking the foam from my lips because he hadn't eaten in days.
He's like, oh man, Biggs is coming back. Another Mexican in my life. I gotta just
time to OD. If only I knew it was just sugar pills.
Oh, the more it was the foam from.
I was eating some macaroni and I ate it before it was done cooking.
Fair enough.
It kind of burned my tongue a little bit.
Was it a little al dente?
It was more al dente than what you ate on the wheel of punishment.
Oh. So I started like talking to these guys, and apparently it was enough Spanish to where they thought I was a local.
Well, I guess you kind of don't look like somebody who can afford a rich white man cruise.
Well, so the Cozumel stop was one of the last ones, and I had gotten a lot of sun, so I'd actually browned before we got there. But
I forgot to make my joke at the beginning of the show.
Oh,
Biggs, you sure are looking tan from your cruise. Oh, wait! It's because you're a filthy fucking special boy. Spick and Span is my favorite brand.
Wow.
When you see Spick and Span, how mad does it make you to see that shit in Home Depot?
Well, Cobb thinks it's funny to send it to me all the time.
Cop or Cobb?
Cobb.
The local police department sends you that shit?
The cops. No, Cobb.
Our friend Cobb will just Snapchat you whenever he sees a Spick and Span bottle.
Yeah. He sent it to me like 3 times now.
Well.
But anyways, so before we had gotten on the boat to go to the private island, we actually did kind of wander off for a little bit because they said it was like 30 minutes before they left. So we were outside the port, and there was like a couple restaurants and like some stores and stuff. And so when we went back and got to the island, what the guy was asking me about was if I had seen something that they did to the restaurant outside of the port. Something about they were renovating the restaurant, and he said, yeah, it looks way different than it did a couple weeks ago. I was like, what's this guy talking about? Like, I don't know. Like, some of it I didn't even understand because I didn't know that much Spanish. And he's like, you're from Cozumel, right? He says it in English. And I'm like, no, I'm from the cruise ship. And he's like, I thought you were a local. I was like, why would a local be on this private island for Carnival? And, yeah, we started laughing, and then it was funny.
And he said, damn, nigga, you look more Mexican than me. And you guys both started laughing. And
so
you put on your sombreros and started dancing with chihuahuas and shit.
So it was pretty funny to be mistaken for a local in Mexico.
Was it the most insulted you've ever felt in your life? Somebody thought you were a real Mexican?
Yeah, I would say so. Like, it's funny because up here, like, I'll tell someone, yeah, I'm half Mexican. Like, no, you're not. You don't look at all. I'm like,
I'll be sure to tell them for you.
I'll accept that. Yeah, I don't even care. But down there, it's like I just got little brown, and like, oh yeah, he's from around here. Just see about that restaurant changing. It looks weird. They're making it look newer.
Did he invite you over for beans and rice after his 18-hour shift?
That was on the buffet. It was beans and rice. That was an ongoing joke during the cruise because...
What, with your family making fun of you?
No, like every excursion that we did at each stop, we would go and like they would offer us lunch along with the tours. And it was always some form of beans and rice. At every single one. Like, no joke. In Grand Cayman, in Honduras, in Belize, and in Mexico. Beans and rice at every place.
I would probably starve to death. I'm not eating that shit.
Well, they had other stuff too, but it was still like... Oh, I wonder what we're having today. Beans and rice. And sure enough, Here's a whole tray of beans and
Oh,
rice.
speaking of eating the same food every day, do you know what I ate while you were gone?
I'm guessing fried shrimp.
Literally just deep fried shrimp. When I go to Sam's Club, you can get a 2-pound box of popcorn shrimp for like $9. And since I bought that little mini deep fryer, it's like, damn, why would I ever go eat any other food? I could deep fry this shrimp. I can mix up my spicy Asian sauce and just dip that shit in there. I used to be eating chicken wings almost every day. I haven't had a chicken wing since you came over and made them the other day. I just keep eating this popcorn shrimp every single fucking day. And it's so cheap because I can stretch a $9 bag into a full week's worth of fucking food.
I know. Like, the first thing I notice, I walk in, and then we go to Walmart. Usually we always go to Walmart when I come over for, like, the first day, just get drinks and stuff. So I come in, we go to Walmart, I buy some drinks, I buy the stuff for the wings, and I come back, and I open his fridge, and there's literally more chocolate in the fridge than there is anything else.
Yeah.
He's got like a bag of Reese's, a bag of Hershey's, a bag of Heath's. He's got like an entire thing of the monster-size Oreos.
They made a new like quadruple stuffed Oreo that is just amazing.
Like,
and you got to store this shit in the fridge. I will not allow Oreos to be stored in the pantry. It might seem weird to you, but trust me, a cold Oreo. And it's because, you know those fucking Lunchables back in the day with the cracker and the cheese and the ham? Like, that's how I got accustomed to cold Oreos, and they're so much better. Once you go cold black, you never go back, folks. I'm telling you. You got to refrigerate that shit.
Well, so most people I know with candy bars like Snickers and stuff, they throw them in the freezer anyways.
Freezer, now that's where I draw the line. That might be a little too cold. Fridge, it's just as crispy as my Diet Coke.
So yeah, I open the door and I literally have to move all this chocolate to make room for the drinks I bought.
Yeah. I'm on a diet of exclusively popcorn, shrimp, and candy. You would expect me to be gaining massive amounts of weight, but I must be eating it all in such low quantities because last time I weighed myself, I think I was 140, and that's down from the 145 I was a month ago. What's happening?
I don't know. You tricked your body into thinking it's like vegetables or something.
True. BioLife is very excited about my dietary choices. They're like, man, this is the purest, greatest sample we've ever got for our dying customers.
So, speaking of food and candy and stuff, last night I get over here after work, and he's like, Biggs, what are we having for dinner?
True.
And I was like, well, you know, I made wings last night. It's your turn to choose. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to sit here and eat these hot tamales until you make a decision.
I forgot I have hot tamales, too.
And he literally ate like half the bag sitting there waiting for me to decide. He's like, I'm not going to stop eating these until you choose something to eat.
At least I've stopped buying 32 packs of Red Bull and just chug Red Bull all day. At least now I'm only drinking diet soda. That might be why I've lost so much weight, is because I switched to diet exclusively.
That's another sad story we could throw in real quick is, what was it? The strawberry guava Diet Cokes that we got extremely hooked on.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, they just stopped selling it.
You guys remember those commercials they would have about how you can live your life however you want to, and it's like these B-tier celebrities from like Community holding a tall Coke can, like it's like Diet Coke. Like, oh, we got strawberry Diet Coke, we got black cherry Diet Coke. We finally try that shit. It's delicious, and as soon as we like it, Walmart doesn't have it anymore, and they haven't restocked them for a month.
It's been awful.
It's fucked. I think it might just be over forever.
It was the black cherry, like feisty black cherry ones that you kept buying.
Yeah.
And those were really good. So I was like, you know what, one time we'll try a couple others. So I think we got the green one, which is the ginger lime.
Not very good.
And then we got the strawberry guava.
Very good.
And we finally tried the strawberry guava, and that was like a whole new life experience. It was so good.
Okay, Google. Did they cancel strawberry guava Diet Coke?
Here are some results from a search.
It doesn't say anything. It looks like, well, it might be over. I don't know.
Maybe we can just buy it on Amazon.
Or fans of the show listening in right now can send their Diet Guava Strawberry Coke to P.O. Box 473.
Maybe you should get the actual
It's
box.
no, it's 47. It's got to be 473. I think I have that memorized now.
In
P.O. Box 473, Ames, Iowa 50010, courtesy of Mumkey, Biggs, and or Blaze. I've gotten more mail addressed to Blaze than to myself so far.
Yeah. We were playing Jackbox on the Discord, and somebody bought one of the shirts from the TKO game.
Oh, shit, really?
And supposedly they're sending it to me in the P.O. Box, so we'll see if that ever shows up.
So what was the winning shirt that they bought?
Oh, man, what did it say? I think it said, "I hate my wife," and it was a picture of Pac-Man. And everybody was laughing because it was a Boomer shirt. And they were like, "Oh, we're going to buy Biggs' Boomer shirt."
So, Biggs, I thought we would talk about the Wheel of Cursed Meals video that came out pretty much a full month ago, and the response to it, and our plans for the next one. But we've been going on so long on this first episode so far that maybe we should save that for the next one, because I've got a segment that'll probably carry us to the end of the show.
Sure.
I would like to, for the first time ever, on the first episode of the Mumkey and Biggs, the show, the podcast, bring in the pathetic list, Biggs.
Oh, boy.
Something that has actually... Pathetic list in the past, when we would do it during Spyro, for example, it would just be an excuse to talk about something that was on our minds. Oh, we want to talk about how much we like the Kit Bogus show. Let's just turn that into the pathetic list and name one small thing that annoyed us, just so we can
and then
talk about
them up the rest of the time. It's like
we did the same thing with a young content creator named Juiceboy, Biggs.
Juiceboy,
aka Political Juice. I would like to say now, I am completely disassociating our program from Juiceboy. He's not going to be in future Survivor simulators. I'm done making that Juiceboy. I'm done making that joke. When Toot whatever the fuck spams Juiceboy in our comments section, I'm just going to ban her from commenting. I'm done.
What happened?
I'm done. Biggs, let me tell you.
Is this what you were telling me about the other day?
And you,
it would make me so angry.
Yep, yeah. This is going to make you mad.
Oh no.
And
not Juiceboy, no.
Juiceboy has done the unthinkable.
Did he become a libtard?
As you guys may recall, when we were talking of Juiceboy, we specifically were really big fans of his college freshman year extravaganza. He posted a 3-hour video talking about his experience in college and how everybody else is just like a drug-addicted scumbag who doesn't take their grades seriously and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And it was a great video, and we both loved it, and I've watched it a million times. Juiceboy finally, after 9 months, finished his new video, his new biggest extravaganza video, a 6-hour documentary about how civil society in America has been degrading. And it's been a long time coming. He's been doing nothing on his channel for the last 9 months, but post podcast episodes once a month because he's just been working so hard on this big video. And he finally posts it, and I watched the whole thing, and it's a pretty good video. I tweeted it out. I messaged him on Twitter and said, "Hey man, great job on the new video." And he responds to me on Twitter all the time. You know, I feel like I'm getting into Juiceboy's good graces after he rejected being on the State of the YouTube podcast. I like his new video, and now he's going to keep doing his monthly podcast, keep making new videos. Everything seems fine and dandy, right, Biggs? What could possibly have me putting him on the pathetic list yet again?
Well,
care to take a guess?
I don't know if it's what I think it is, but I heard that some of his videos have been disappearing. Does it have to do with that?
Where'd you hear that from?
Just from people on the Discord telling me, like, oh, Juiceboy's videos.
Juiceboy, and I might make a video about this one day. He's a YouTuber who has outgrown his audience. When he first started making videos under the name Political Juice, they were very biased towards the right. And they were in his civil society video, he really sets forth this newfound philosophy of his that most people are too tribal, and that the left and the right are so tribal that anybody on the left thinks that the right is evil, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And he realized he himself, as a high schooler, would fall into that trap. So he's gone back and pissed off a large amount of his audience by privating or deleting his older videos because they were very biased towards the right. Like, his very first video was, did the parties switch? Because back in the day, Abraham Lincoln was a Republican, and people were like, oh, but if Republicans are evil, how could that be? And then liberals will be like, well, actually, back in the day, the Republicans were the Democrats, and the Democrats were the Republicans. And then some people are like, that sounds kind of retarded.
Yeah.
But he made a whole video, I think, trying to prove it wrong or something like that. Whatever it was biased towards the Republican side. And that's one of the many videos he's taken down, so I guess he just doesn't agree with the tribal politics of it or what. But the reason why we're talking about Juiceboy today, Biggs, is when he posted his 6-hour civil society video, he deleted the college video.
Like, straight up?
It's literally gone forever, and I've not been able to find a copy of it. And he takes down re-uploads of his deleted videos. The video that made me fall in love with his channel and was so relatable to that guy who was in college who didn't really feel like he fit in, and he's never given a reason. He stopped replying to my Twitter messages when I asked him about it. He has deleted this video from the face of the internet and wants to pretend it never existed and will not talk about it ever existing in the first place. And I think it's irredeemable unless he puts it back up. I get disagreeing with your own work. I have no problem with somebody saying, this video I made, I don't like it anymore. I don't like people watching it. I'm going to unlist it. I'm going to private it. I'm going to delete it. I was okay with that in his case when it was politically motivated. Like, I don't agree with these politics anymore. I don't want that to reflect on how people view me. But when you make a video that is so personal, a video about what it's like to feel like you don't fit in, a video that reflects the college experience of people who usually don't have a platform to talk about what that feels like. A video that was so unique and really embodied what I love about independent creations on YouTube. Stuff that you would never see on television. No company would ever pay for somebody to make a 3-hour slideshow about how pathetic their college experience has been thus far. You can't find that kind of thing anywhere else other than on YouTube. And you have to be very lucky that somebody like Juiceboy comes along with just the right amount of, it's like the perfect balance of being self-reflective, but to also at the same time sort of lack self-awareness in such a beautiful way that you can be so open and honest in a way that just barely doesn't fall off the edge of being cringy. It's just like, wow, he's being so honest about an experience that most people would not want to admit to. Right. And the fact that he has come to the point where he doesn't want that video up anymore, it breaks my heart. Because guys like me and Emp Lemon, man, we've watched that video so many times because it really struck a chord. And the fact that he doesn't realize how valuable that was to a niche of people, it really kills me. And the fact that he stopped replying to me when I asked him about it, I think that throws him on the pathetic list in a way that I no longer want to meme and promote his shit. I'm still a fan. I'm still going to watch it, all the new stuff he puts up. But the loss of the college video is heartbreaking to me.
Wasn't that video the birth of the dirtbags?
Of course. That's where...
And now it's just gone.
That video is the source of all of our memes about this guy and why we've been talking about him for months. And not out of bullying our pity, but because we loved the video so much.
Like the first time we even brought him up for the pathetic list. I don't even remember what we dogged on him.
It was because I invited him to be on my podcast,
Oh, right.
and he said no.
So we dogged him for like 2 seconds, and then literally the rest of the episode is us just talking him up and how much we love his video. And
specifically this college video.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch it when we told you to, you probably will never get the chance. If anybody out there has a re-upload or for some reason knows how to find this video,
email it to us.
I have a $10 PayPal bounty on this video. To anybody who can send me a copy of it, I will PayPal you $10.
You should probably say the first person.
Well, yeah,
because
obviously.
if you get multiple.
Obviously. I've checked archive.org, and I don't think it has it. I don't know how to search that thing very well. I don't know what to do.
Do you remember the title exactly? I think it was...
You can look up on archive.org, like, what his channel looked like while it was up, so you can see like how many views it had and shit. But when you click on it, the video doesn't play.
Right. So the first person that finds it or has it and sends it to our email, which one should I send it to? The Heavy Simeon?
You could send it to
any of them.
MUMKEYJones at Gmail. Well, one of my Mumkeys is completely full, but I don't know. Any email, you can send it to me on Twitter. My DMs are fucking open.
Just send it to heavysimeon@gmail.com.
Or just send it to Simeon Jimmy on Twitter. Like, anything works. It doesn't matter.
You just need a copy of it somehow.
And Emp Lemon, you know him. He has autism when it comes to finding information on the internet. Even he's been searching for this video, and he can't find it either. So it really seems like it has disappeared off the face of the planet because Juiceboy, for an unknown reason, no longer wants people to see it.
Now, not because I don't know the situation. Obviously, I've never talked to him in my life. But what if what happened, or what we talked about happened about, somebody at the school finding it, and what if he got in trouble for it?
I don't know.
Is there any chance that, maybe he could have fallen under some legal problems with it? Because, he was filming in the bathroom and stuff. Do you think he could have gotten caught or something?
Anything, of course, is possible. And
I guess I don't know if there's any legal grounds to get him in trouble over, but
I've been only once in my life in a position where I've had to, on my own, for legal purposes, delete videos and never explain publicly why I had to delete them. But any other time, if I don't want something up, I will literally only unlist it so that people can still find it. I just don't want it to appear like on the video page or whatever.
Right.
But so there may be a legal reason why, but I can't imagine like he's getting sued for that video.
Yeah.
I think it's just like all his other takedowns where he's embarrassed of the video for whatever reason and doesn't want it up anymore.
Yeah, but it's so strange for that one alone though, because it wasn't like, yeah, there was opinions I said about things, but it wasn't like something that people would disagree on.
I think he just gained a little shred of the wrong kind of self-awareness where he became ashamed of the video. And I think that's really unfortunate because I really value somebody who is open and honest enough to talk about the things that most people would be ashamed of. That's why I think my channel blew up with like Elliot Rodger videos and stuff like that and talking about mental illness. Because most people are not comfortable talking about that. And I think most people would not be comfortable posting a 3-hour video talking about how they made no friends in college because everybody else was doing drugs and shit, and he took his studies too seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It just makes you, it sucks, but I kind of hope it was something like that legally. And not just that he was ashamed of it, because I don't know why he would take it down. It's just weird.
And the thing is, his channel is in such a weird state now. And if I made a video about it, I would really dissect this. Where his channel's been successful, or it's been around for like maybe 2 or 3 years of him posting videos. But now all his most popular videos have been taken down. All the ones that got his channel to, I think 120,000 subs is what he's at right now. All the ones that built the foundation of his channel and got the major view counts are the ones he's been deleting.
Right.
The college video had 500,000 views and he took it down. And all the new videos he's been posting are averaging out at like maybe 14,000 views. It's like he has knowingly sabotaged his own success just because he wanted to retroactively stay philosophically consistent, which I disagree with. I think even the videos he now philosophically and politically might disagree with, I think he should not only leave those up, but make retraction videos explaining why he no longer believes in them. I think from an intellectual level, that would be the most honest and educational thing to do, is say, okay, here's a video I made that I don't agree with. Here's where I got the facts wrong. Here's what I no longer agree with. Here's my new thesis on this topic. I think that would be so intellectually refreshing, as opposed to just, oh, I'm going to bury that. That never happened. And I never thought that way.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking, is like, you know, most people who watch those and then he takes them down, their thought isn't, oh, you know, he's changed and he's going to show us how.
Now he's a libtard.
He's hiding it. He's ashamed of it. He's going to make it seem like he never thought that way.
Yeah.
Which, like you said, in reality, he should have left it up and then just explained why he doesn't agree with that anymore.
And he's been very hostile towards the audience that doesn't like these changes. And he's like, oh, man, if you're like a Trump guy who listens to Nick Fuentes or whatever fucking conservative show, then just fucking leave. I'm so sick of seeing your comments on my videos. Just stop watching. That is... If you're trying to win the intellectual battle here, you are doing the exact opposite. That's not how you convince people to see the world the way you see it. If that's even your goal at all, if you just want to preach to a choir, then I guess be content with your view counts going to shit. But if you want to be the intellectual who is philosophically motivated, like he's trying to convey in his 6-hour video about the virtue of a civil society, I think you're going about it the wrong way. And of course, he's only 20. He's a fucking sophomore in college. This is when you really you progress as an intellectual, and you change your viewpoints so rapidly that you might be disagreeing with things you thought even a month ago. But it's about the journey. It's not about the destination. I want to see how you thought 2 years ago and compare it to how you think now, and how you've progressed and gained these new views of life, and how that journey has shaped and changed you, and how your thoughts have changed. It doesn't help anybody to hide how you used to think and to delete shit. I'm a guy who had all of his videos and all of his life's work deleted by somebody else's choice. I see how destructive and shitty that is. And to self-emulate, Biggs, to mass delete shit, it's like deleting part of your personality, deleting part of your history.
Yeah, it's basically like deleting memories. Like, oh, you know, I used to do this. You know, I don't really agree with it. I'm not just going to lop off that part of my brain and throw it away. I mean, I learned from it. It was a learning point in my life. Why would you want to forget that?
It's why a lot of my videos these days are analyzing videos I made in high school that were bad and explaining how I've improved since then. He could do the same exact thing on an intellectual level, on a political level, and explain, this is why when I was 17 I thought this way, and after reading all these books, this is why I now think this way. I really, really wish he would do that and put back up the lost videos and make retraction videos to them or something.
Yeah, and it almost makes you wonder if, like, his current mindset is why he didn't go on your show. Like, maybe he's so focused on what he has to say, and he doesn't want to have that dialogue with the opposing view. Maybe that's why he does solo podcasts, so that there's no opposing force. And he doesn't have to fight it. He can just put up whatever he wants. And if you don't like it, then just leave.
Right. He like barely even wants to engage. And the thing is, even if I agree with everything he's saying, and even if I don't agree with his old stuff, I still think it should exist.
Yeah.
It's just really sad.
It's like why would you open the line of dialogue if you don't want to talk about it? Like,
it's stuff like this that even gives me more respect for somebody like Digibro, who has left up the embarrassing, like, he made a YouTube channel when he was 13, and it's some of the most embarrassing shit you'll ever see, and he acknowledges that, but he still promotes people to go back and see it so that they can see how much he's grown as an artist and a creator since then. And I don't think, like, I don't know if he's ever mass deleted videos he doesn't disagree with, but I don't think he would. And it makes me respect the people who will leave that kind of stuff up, or at least unlist it. Like, that's what I do. I'll unlist something and I'll tell everybody, hey, feel free to repost any of my videos, new or old, on other websites, just so that they'll exist for future generations, because I can't trust YouTube or Vimeo to leave shit up. Feel free to repost my shit. If somebody reposts his old shit, he'll get your shit terminated. I hate it. I hate it so much. But folks, I think that's it for the first ever voyage, the maiden cruise, the carnival cruise of the Mumkey and Biggs podcast. We did not even discuss the Wheel of Cursed Meals. We'll get to that next time. If you have any comments about this show, things that you want us to read on the next episode, post them in the comments section right here on YouTube on episode 1. We want to do lots of fan interactions on this podcast. Obviously, we're just not getting things started, and we didn't even hit the main topic we wanted to hit. So I'd say we did a pretty good job filling up a full hour, Biggs.
Yeah, it was way easier than I thought it was going to be, honestly.
Way more fun talking about stuff when you're not playing a shitty Pokemon game.
Trying to split your
focus
into two things, and especially, like I've told you many times, and I've said it on the show, I cannot focus on speaking while I'm playing a game.
Me neither.
My brain just turns off,
and
it's awful.
It really, they say that multitasking is not actually possible within the brain. You can just rapidly go back and forth between two things. You can't actually focus on two things at once. And I think our Let's Play channel has scientifically proven that.
Yeah. Because even when you're playing and I'm watching you play, I'll start talking about the game mid-conversation about something else. And you're like, Biggs, are you retarded? I just asked you a question. It's like, dude, I'm trying to watch this game. I don't know what I'm doing over here.
Yeah. So if you want to see more gameplay stuff, though, we're still going to do it eventually. We're just doing a podcast at this moment right now. Maybe in 3 days, an episode of Pokemon will pop up. Who knows? Anything's possible.
Yeah, maybe it'll be the next Chips Challenge.
We're also going to be podcasting in a separate podcast about Survivor Winners at War. If you've never watched Survivor before, we're going to try to do a podcast that is enjoyable, even for somebody who has never seen the show before. We do recommend that you start watching it with us so you know what the hell we're talking about. But I'll say this. If you enjoyed watching our Survivor simulator full of memes, you're going to enjoy the actual thing. Yeah, because featuring all winners of the show. This is going to be the greatest season the show has ever seen.
Yeah, and the thing is, when we were doing the meme one, it says like, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so got in a fight. Well, the show, you actually get to watch these fights like unfold right in front of you. And a lot of times, like, it's just crazy some of the arguments that people get into. And like, people get legit so mad at each other on the show
because they're fighting in this case for $2 million.
It's over a lot of money, so there is a lot of actual like fights and like people hating each other.
It's not like your housewives of whatever where it's like fake fighting because you're on TV and you want to be famous. These are normal ass people who are on an island starving and malnourished trying to win $1 million to change their lives and their families' lives forever, and the only thing in their way is these 19 other people trying to do the same exact thing. This is real drama, you don't get shit like this in real life. It's beautiful.
Like, I know it's season 1, but it's the first thing that comes to mind, and it's when somebody stabs Sue in the back and got her voted out. She's like, if ever you were ever in need of mortal help, I would not help you. I would let you die. And like, I'm sitting there watching this like, oh my God. That is so much more than cold.
It's so much more than a game. It's so much more than a TV show. This is people's real lives getting fucked.
And like, a lot of times, some of the people with like the darker mindsets, it really shows in these shows with how brutal they are to some people. With backstabbing and, you know, lying to their face and then like laughing about it to other people. It's just fantastic.
It's a great social experiment, and I say that
Yeah.
without trying to be a YouTube prankster, epic memester. It's a real study in what a human being is psychologically capable of doing to another person.
Yeah. Like, what was the study with the prison at the college?
The Stanford prison experiment.
Yeah. Like,
It's like a televised version of that.
Basically,
sometimes. That's how
yeah.
Big Brother has been, and I'll get into that
because
sometime.
you get these alliances and people know they're safe, so they're just ruthless to the people that don't even have a
Yeah.
chance. Like, well, there's 5 of us and 2 of you, so we're gonna throw you to the dirt.
So Survivor starts this coming Wednesday. What's the date on that? Let's take a look. Wednesday the 12th is when Survivor starts. So we'll probably be starting our podcast a couple days after each episode airs. We'll just do like a talk about it. But Biggs, I'm getting hot and I gotta take a Pizza Ranch shit. So I think that's it for episode 1. Thanks for tuning in. Leave your thoughts below. Give anything at all. Doesn't have to even be about what we talked about. If you have pointers or ideas for future episodes, let us know. Biggs, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, and just like he said, if you have any ideas for like segments we can do, any interaction at all, it would be really fun to get this rolling. So I'm excited for more.
All right. We'll see you folks next time. I'm taking a shit.